Welcome, everyone, to my Dynamics weekly newsletter and podcast with a focus on news relating to Microsoft Dynamics 365, AX, GP, NAV, and SL, mainly in connection with, but not limited to, financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis. Noah here, and I'm glad to be back with you. Last week, I spent some time in London with my brother and his girlfriend and a college roommate of mine. It was a short trip with us flying over that Friday, touring around London for a few days, and then me flying home this past Wednesday. The weather was perfect. Everyone had a great time. We toured a lot of the big name places like Tower Bridge, the Tower of London, St. Patrick's Cathedral, one of my new favorite places to go to. Big Ben, which we didn't go inside to see Big Ben. We just went around that area. The British Museum, saw the Rosetta Stone in there, the National Gallery with all its many portraits, landscapes, and paintings, Buckingham Palace, although we did not get to go inside Buckingham Palace. We did see the changing of the guard and walked around the outside into the park that led up to Buckingham Palace. We also saw the Globe Theater, and which we had just missed Macbeth, which ended their run the night before, the day before we got there. So I missed going to a show at the Globe Theater, but it's on my list for going back to London and seeing an actual show in the Globe Theater, and a lot of other places in between. I've had plenty of trips to London since my college days in the early 90s. But if you ever get a chance to go, by all means, go. So in my newsletter, I've added some photos of my trip, and you'll see them at the top of the newsletter and then at the bottom of that newsletter. In this edition, I've got a lot of topics to cover with you, starting off with how to create capital detail reports for budgeting, recently posted budget topics, just a reminder of those, a Prospero financial reporting and budgeting demo, which is actually later today. DynamicsCon is in Chicago next month. Another post about planning for Microsoft Dynamics conferences because there are so many out there, it's easy to miss those. Trial sites available for Prospero financial reporting and budgeting, Dynamic Communities Academy classes, and our June classes coming up for Dynamics 365 financial reporting, management reporter, and Prospero. And again, uh, the bottom after the newsletter, I've got some more pics I threw in there from my trip to London to close out that newsletter with you. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I have a little bit of a raspy voice. I think I got it when I was flying back from London, or when we watched the Mousetrap in London, and it seemed like a lot of people were coughing at the Mousetrap theater that evening. All right, the first topic, how to create capital detail reports for budgeting. Now, this information applies to all of the Microsoft Dynamics ERP solutions, uh, Business Central, F&O, AX, GP, NAV, and SL. So any of these can use this topic here. Um, Prospero Financial Reporting and Budgeting allows users to create numerous reports for evaluating budget input. These are reports that can be pretty invaluable during the input process and the review process, especially at the consolidated level. For capital detail reports, you've got a couple of settings that are needed in the line set, the column set, and in the report definition. Let's talk first about the line set requirements. A line set, you'll have to reference your capital detail accounts. That's your asset cost accounts and your depreciation expense accounts. Those are listed on the setup page for capital for your specific input definition window. Subtotal rows in the line set are usually added to help add up all the totals for the cost and the depreciation expense accounts. Referencing the capital detail accounts alone will not do much for you. Uh, it gives you the balances, but not the details. In order to see the details for the capital additions, There are two fields in the line set that you need to set as well. That's the expand details field and the detail type field. And in the newsletter, we've got screenshots for those as well. So you'll see those in that little screenshot. And line sets can typically be used between one budget year to the next without requiring changes to that definition. Column sets. A column set will reference description and balance columns. Additional capital detail columns can be added as needed. Column detail fields include type, purchase date, depreciation start date, price, asset count, notes, and the useful life for those assets. These are selected in the field directly below the capital detail column type selection. So you pick that for each individual column you want that included, and the next row down you pick what type of detail. Now, your column set can be set up to reference a generic book code and a generic year so that you can really reuse your column set from one year to the next between budgets without having to make any changes. So, by all means, if you can set this up and reduce maintenance, all the better. For the report definition, this will reference the capital detail line set and the column set you would have just created. It will also need to reference the input definition and the matching year. All that are specified on the design tab of the report definition itself. And because report definitions are tied to a specific year and input definition, a best practice is to create separate report definitions with a year reference in the report definition name and label. So they're really, you make a copy of that report definition from one year to the next and update that input definition reference and the year reference. Key points to keep in mind about capital detail reports. Line sets require references to capital detail counts with expand, detail, and detail type fields selected. Column sets may have capital detail type columns added, but they're not required. Report definitions must be set for a specific year and input definition. Line sets and column sets may be reused from one year to the next. And report definitions are more often set for a specific budget book code and year and copied from one year to the next. Hopefully, these tips will help you get the best use of Prospero Financial Reporting and Budgeting. But email me if you need more help at noah.mosley@msxgroup.com. Little reminder for you here. So far, this makes the fifth post I put on LinkedIn relating to budgeting topics. So we have looked at how to lock and unlock budget data, preparing to start your first forecast of the year, use copy plan to copy budget details between versions, how to best manage book codes, and now this one, how to create capital detail reports. So I'm steadily adding to this list. I've got links to that in the newsletter for all these different topics and on our website as well. We have a Prospero demo scheduled for later today, this afternoon at 1 o'clock Central. I'll be handling this one for Prospero Financial Reporting and Budgeting. It's a general overview demo. It's going to be less than an hour. I'm using GoToWebinar to host this one, and everybody will be muted. But I encourage any questions as I go through. You can just type those in that GoToWebinar question section, and I will record it. So if you can't attend, you can still register, and you'll get that link for the recording to watch later. So, topics I'll be looking at in this afternoon's demo for Prospero relating to financial reporting. We'll look at report generation, drill down to account and transaction level details, summarizing drill down by any companies, segments, or dimensions, numeric and graphical analysis of report data, and report distribution options. As far as looking at budgeting during this demo, we'll be looking at main input screens, including line item detail entries and notes, human resource budgeting, capital budgeting, history of budget changes, budget and statistical accounts used to calculate balances, and instant consolidation. And I'll just also throw in a couple of points about forecasting using the copy plan wizard to copy data from a source budget or forecast to a new budget or forecast, and easily including actuals just by changing the date when you open up an input screen. So, some great topics for this afternoon's demo. Be great if you can join us while we have this demo. If not, you can still register and get the link for the recording for later. We also have additional dates that we've already added to our website for Prospero Financial Reporting and Budgeting demos. We're going to do these probably about twice every month, and we've got that on our msxgroup.com website listing out all the dates and easy registration. DynamicsCon is in Chicago next month. This is by Dynamics User Group. They have their conference in Chicago. It's in person, May 13th through 16th, coming up very soon for you. Let us know if you are going. We'll be there as well and presenting a financial reporting session on that Wednesday. We'd love to meet you in person, so if you're there, let us know. If not, maybe we'll get to see you on one of the other conferences that come in throughout the year. And you can see their information on DynamicsCon.com. That leads us into another topic about planning for Microsoft Dynamics conferences. There are a lot of these throughout the year. They repeat on a regular basis. They go, around the country for the U.S. and they have these overseas, but I'm really just tracking the ones in the U.S. at least for right now. So for 2025, I've got um, three on my list to keep an eye on. Two are next month in May. So DynamicsCon, just mentioned that in Chicago. Vision is hosted by the TM Group. That's going to be on May the 25th up in Livonia, Michigan. A great place to visit them and have their conference. It's not every year for the Vision conference, it's every other year. So if you miss this year, you've got to wait until 2027. And then in October, we have Summit North America. That's going to be October 19th through October 23rd. It's down in Orlando, Florida, and that's hosted by Dynamic Communities. All those repeat in 2026, except for Visions. Visions is not in 2026. I also added in 2026 Directions NA, Directions North America. That's going to be in April of 26, and they've got their dates already out there. So Directions NA is going to be in April, the 27th through the 29th of next year, 2026. It's in Orlando, Florida, and that's hosted by Directions North America. All right, and the other ones, DynamicsCon and Summit for next year, we don't have specific dates or locations yet. As soon as I get those, I'll let you know what those will be. And then 2027, I even have that in my newsletter. All these are repeated, and Visions will be that year as well in May. So a lot of great conferences lined up for the community. If you have some that you think I should be aware of that I haven't listed here, let me know. Send me an email or give me a comment section in the newsletter or for the podcast. Prospero trial sites. We are offering 30-day trial sites for Prospero financial reporting and budgeting. We do have a waiting list. We have to get those scheduled and on our servers as quickly as we can. But just email me or use it book an appointment link, or in the comment section, just let me know you're interested. I'll contact you about getting you added to that wait list for the 30-day trial site. And for these 30-day trial sites, we can use our demo data. We can even use your own real data if you prefer. Your own general ledger chart of accounts, your calendar, your book codes, your budgets, your account balances, and transactions. The great advantage over that option there is if you use Prospero for those 30 days and you like what you see and you want to actually purchase it, it's an easy transition for us from the trial site, copying that database over to the production database for you. And these trial sites, the 30 days, but we're a little flexible on the 30-day deal. These are free, no charge. So there's no credit card needed, and you're under no obligation to purchase Prospero at the end of your trial. So just let us know, add your comments there to let us know you're interested. Email me or use that book and appointment link in LinkedIn. Classes. We have 2 classes for Academy that's going to be in October. So we have a lot of online classes, but these 2 I'm speaking of now are going to be classroom training classes. This will be a summit down in Orlando, Florida in October. This is going to be on the 18th and the 19th, the Saturday and Sunday. The Saturday and Sunday before Summit actually starts. On the 18th, we have the class for Management Reporter. And on the 19th, we have the class for 365 F&O's Financial Reporting. So it's not Business Central, it's only for 365 F&O. We do not have a class for Business Central's financial reporting piece. Both of these classes, they're in a classroom environment. They're not virtual. You'll come in with your laptop, with everybody else that's taking the class with you. You'll have an instructor in the room with you, and that instructor will lead you through discussions, demonstrations, hands-on exercises for building reports from scratch, brand new trial balance statements, brand new income statements, working with the reporting trees, and building reports. Great way to learn the application. If you are not completely comfortable with the online versions of these classes and you prefer that classroom environment. And that is handled with the registration by Summit. So if you go to summitna.com, they have registration. You can register for either one of these classes without actually having to register for Summit. It's great if you do both. You do the class and then you stick around and go to Summit as well, but you don't have to. You can just take the class. Love to have you join us. Now, for virtual training classes, we have 3 lined up for June, which will be here in no time at all. It's going to be on June 17th, 18th, and 19th. Very similar concept to those classroom trainings we're going to have at Summit, but these are virtual. So on June 17th, we have a management reporter training class. On June 18th, we have the Dynamics 365 F&O financial reporting training class. And on June 19th, we have a training class for Prospero financial reporting. All 3 of these classes, we walk you through online demonstrations of the products, and we walk you through hands-on exercises, building reports from scratch, brand new trial balance statements, brand new income statements, working with reporting trees and budgets and such. If you've never built a report before, these are great at helping you get familiar with the product, learn how to build reports, learn how to maintain reports, manage their security and distribution and such. And that registration for those 3 June classes, those are open on our website. We will probably close registration about the first part of June. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me for today's Dynamics Weekly newsletter on April 28th. That's all I'm going to post for this newsletter. I'm glad you could join me. I do have in the actual newsletter a couple of pics from my London trip. And as always, send me your comments. Good and bad comments are welcomed, but constructive comments are preferred. Likes, shares, and reposts are appreciated as well. Thank you. Have a great week. And if you do look at those pictures in the newsletter, you'll see me traipsing around London, slaying dragons. You'll see that I love the architecture. I have shots there of the Shard, St. Paul's Cathedral, which I climbed to the top of the dome, which is a lot of tiny steps to get to the top of the dome there. And then you get to go outside and see a 360-degree view of the city of London. Walking across the Tower Bridge, which is great. I've done that many times in the past, but it's always a great walk in the day or night. Called The Mousetrap. I won't tell you who did it, but it's a great Agatha Christie movie play that is actually in its 73rd year so far. So it's a long running show, and I think it may be actually the longest show running of all the shows like Broadway or everything like that. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I hope my voice has not been too raspy for you. And I will talk to you again shortly. Until then, have a great week.